Today we're talking about the tree of life and the knowledge of good and evil. Now, this will help you to discern human nature and what it means to just be in a human body. Now, the garden itself is the human body, is the body itself. The fuck? And the ability to understand the origins of ideas. Now, within the psyche, you have thoughts and feelings over certain qualities and how you interact with these qualities relative to the circumstance and the context. This produces mental imprints, and mental imprints, they will eventually fizz off into vibes. Okay, so vibes internally, like moods, shit like that. So this is all taking place in the garden, the body. Things that trigger your curiosity, things like that. That's the body. That's the garden. Now, wherever you understand nothing, because from all internal events in general, on the contrary, there's nothing. So your ability to rest in nothingness, peace, etc., this will help you identify the micro changes that are happening within your body. Okay, and the breath, air, lets you know how that process is taking place. Basically, how you're interacting with the qualities of the mind, reality, and your perception of these qualities and the energy that you put within these particular perceptions and perspectives relative to your fears and your joys, or based on what you feel like going through at this particular moment, so your desires. Now, the tree of life is, well, let me start off with good and evil. Good and evil is about you taking on or you biting into something that triggers some type of uncanny feeling within you. Okay, so you going on spiritual missions to figure out what's happening within the body. That is, you've been shunned from the garden. Okay, now your desires, based on what the patterns that you witness and experience, and the repetitiveness of these patterns determine how long you're going to be in that particular cycle, experiencing those vibes, those emotions, and those feelings relative to the body and wherever you put it. So it's all about what you're doing now. Okay, so if you don't understand now, the moment, or if not even about really understanding, but in totality, it is about understanding the moment. Okay, because that's what the good and evil is about. Wherever you go to the extremes of the ego, whenever you let go of the mind and you return back to your instincts by following your senses, by putting in effort to use your senses instead of putting in effort to using your day-to-day average human shit. Instead of focusing on that, you focusing on how you're interacting with those things through the body. Whenever you have enough time doing that, this is energy. Energy is about time, how much time you put in shit within aspects of yourself. So, and also, it's also about sacrifices, because if you sacrifice things, behaviors, relationships that are blocking you from being in a state of understanding, then you don't have to put in as much time as, say, someone else that's doing the same thing, but they're just afraid to get rid of that relationship, that behavior, etc. Now, you're still going to grow and change eventually, but it's just about how fast you want it. Okay, and going on this journey about going on this journey, and however fast you want it, that's just dependent on your intelligence and what the fuck you feel like doing. So it's about free will. It's about understanding your ignorance so you can justify your ignorance from these mentalities, from these thought forms, from things from internal events that just appear in your mind. You detach from that first initial expression, okay, to understand why it's doing what it's doing. It's like, oh, that's what that is. That's how you justify ignorance. But this ignorance presupposes wisdom, so you have to remember what you went through. So once you hold that, that's a virtue, that's a being, that's what you are within this moment. Well, within this moment, in the context of what I'm speaking, this is the God, the goddess that you are right at this moment. But within this state, this is where you understand the masculine and the feminine aspects of yourself. So what you are attracted, as in a logic, a mentality, okay? And to become aware within that event, and this event is something that's being pulled to you. So once you understand what this mentality, what this cloud, whatever this form is, through you connected it to ignorance, this is the feminine aspect. This is how you liberate yourself emotionally. Now, from the masculine, it's about identifying the actual stimuli and reality at that particular moment. So you go outside or you just do something, and once that stimulus occurs within the mind, an idea, okay, and how fast you can understand it, okay, that shows the speed of your intelligence, basically, the level that you are spiritually. So it may take days, months, years for you to understand an aspect of yourself. It's cool. That just means that's how much energy you put within that. And also, you're still using energy within your life now that form is feeding off of. So like I said, sacrifice, once you're able to identify what the behavior, what the thought, mentality, emotion, person, relationship is, okay, and you come in with the sense of destroy some shit, that's how you get closer to God and getting back to the tree of life, because you now know what it means to go through some shit. You now know what it means to transform some shit. And you now know what it means to see some shit change, buddy. So can't nothing tell you nothing. So that's what that shit is about.